Hello and welcome. So today we're talking all things fibroblast plasma skin tightening. This will be quite a long video, but I'm also going to break it down into smaller videos. So if you're watching this video and you can see that it's a long one, you're looking down the bottom and going, oh my goodness, it's a 15-minute video, and you're not keen to sit down for a marathon with popcorn, have a look on my Instagram and you'll find all the little tiles of it broken into sections as well. So for those more bite-sized bits. So we're going to be talking everything plasma pen. And I'm going to go through a bunch of different questions that I've been asked over the last few weeks. If you see me turning to the side, I'm just looking at my laptop. That's where I've got my questions. So first things first, we're going to be talking about what is plasma pen skin tightening and how does it work. So fibroblast therapy, fibroblast plasma pen skin tightening, they're all the same thing. It's just different names for the same thing. So you'll often hear me refer it to plasma pen therapy, but yes, it's officially called fibroblast plasma skin tightening. So what it is, to understand what it is, you kind of have to understand a little bit more about the skin. So let's go we're gonna dive in. We've got lots of layers in our skin. We've got three main layers, but what we're looking at specifically is a little cell called a fibroblast. And a fibroblast is responsible for your collagen in your skin. So that's all over your whole body, the collagen. So your collagen is what's gonna give you nice, plump, firm skin that's nice and lifted. So as we age, fibroblasts don't work as well, and they start to diminish in numbers as well. So when we're doing our fibroblast plasma skin tightening, it's actually going to stimulate those fibroblasts to start working again, up to 400 times more than what they were before, and therefore start increasing that collagen. So you're gonna get a huge increase in collagen, and that is then going to leave you with much firmer skin. It's going to plump out those fine lines and wrinkles, but it's also going to stimulate cells to come through undamaged. So a lot of the time when we're getting age spots, pigmentation, that kind of thing, we've got a damaged part of that cell, which is going to keep reproducing the same damage, which is why those pigmentation spots don't go away, why we get those age spots that they're just there forever. So what we're doing is triggering that entire top layer to shed off and stimulating new cells to come through undamaged. So it's pretty incredible. And this is also why we get the long-term results. So rather than having to come back every 6 weeks or having to come back even every 6 months, you're only coming back every 2 to 3 years. So it's a really nice long-term result. Some people even last longer. Obviously, there's going to be some people who will be slightly shorter, but for the most case, it's 2 to 3 years. So how it's done, and here I have my trusty little plasma pen, is with this little guy. So what this is going to do, I don't know if you can see that little tiny fine tip there. So what this does is it hovers above the skin. We never actually touch the skin. It's going to hover above the skin, I don't have it switched on right now, and release a tiny little buzz of energy. So when that energy or heat is released into the skin is when it's going to actually stimulate those fibroblasts to do their thing and produce more collagen. So what this means for your skin is pretty much resurfacing the area that you're treating, but it also means that fine lines and wrinkles are going to be plumped. Dark circles under the eyes are going to be drastically reduced. It's going to give your skin that beautiful, even complexion, and it can really help with removing pigmentation. It also means for things like hooded eyes, so you can't really see in these, but I'm starting to get drooping here. What it would do would be to lift all of that up so I don't get that drooping. I've got massive eyelids, so I've got a lot of room, so it's not too much of a big deal. But if someone had a smaller eye, what can start happening is this starts drooping down and actually impairing their vision. So you can go in for a surgical procedure, but this is a far less invasive way of doing this. So you can use fibroblast anywhere on the body as well. So if you have sagging skin on your knees, on your tummy, it can be used anywhere. On your face, of course. So hopefully that answers that. And that kind of covers wear as well. So we can treat anywhere on the body that has sagging skin. Having said that, I had a couple of questions about, is it better to do a full face all at once, or should they come in and do it bit by bit? This is entirely up to you, but what I will say is, one, doing a full face all at once, you're going to get even healing the whole way through. So we're going to talk about healing process in a second, but pretty much as we're healing, you get those little dots on the skin at the start, but one thing that does stick around is you've got those brand new baby cells coming to the skin a lot, to the skin surface a lot quicker. They're a little bit pink tinged, so it's not drastic, but it is a pink tinge. You won't notice it when you've got a full face, but if you've got only your under eyes done, or only your cheeks done, or only your forehead done, there is going to be that edge line and here, like wherever you're getting treated, which will have a pink tinge, and then the rest of your face obviously won't. So that's why a lot of people opt to do the full face all at once, just so they get even healing the whole way through. It's also a little bit cheaper to do it as a full face, because you're not paying for different sections, so you get it, you get it discounted. There's not, it's just cheaper. So on that, I got asked about payment plans. So we have Afterpay in studio, so you can just tap your card with Afterpay. I can also set up payment plans with you through Square invoicing if you need to. So we've got a lot of different options. We can definitely chat about that if that's something that's you're worried about. And when you book, you only pay your deposit. You don't have to pay for your whole treatment up front. So you'll only pay for your treatment on the day of the actual appointment. So that's also something to keep in mind. All right, what have we got next? Hopefully this is all making sense. How long does a session take? That's a great question. It's obviously going to depend based on where you're getting your treatment. For a full face, you're looking at probably 3+ hours, if not longer. It's kind of dependent on how you sit, how many breaks we need to take, how long we're going to be mapping, that kind of thing. But for a full face, I'd say 3 to 4 hours for just sections. So if you're just doing a forehead, I'd probably say more like 90 minutes. For under the eyes, about an hour. It all depends. If you go onto my booking page, it will actually give you an approximate of how long each session is going to take. I've allowed that in the time, but know that you also need to numb yourself, and in that will take a good half an hour to kick in. All right, next up, does it hurt? Now this is a mixed one. I've had mixed reviews on this. I've just ordered a bunch of different numbing creams, which I'm going to test on myself. For the most part, I've found one which people seem to love. So what will happen is I can't numb you, but you can numb yourself. So I will provide you with numbing cream. I can post it out to you, or we can do it together. I can show you how to do it on the day and you can put it on. But pretty much I use what we can legally use. If you have a different numbing cream that's stronger than that, you can definitely, use that. But I just can't put it on you. So just so you know, that's just one of those weird things that's just part of the industry. Does it hurt? Some people say it's a tiny bit tingly. Other people have said it does hurt. It's all going to be dependent on your pain threshold. It's kind of the same as tattooing. You get some people who say fall asleep tattooing. I'm getting tattooed. I have many people fall asleep when I'm tattooing them. But then there's others who think it does hurt. So it's definitely not an excruciating pain. Majority of people so far have said it feels more like sunburn. Hopefully that gives you an indication of what it feels like. Another woman did say it feels like getting a tattoo. So that kind of like, it's a heat kind of sensation that you're getting released into your skin. Where can I get treated? We've already covered. How many sessions will I need? The majority of people only need the one session. If for some reason you do need another session, or you feel like you need another session, we can talk about that. I would never do another session within 3 months of the initial session. Your skin needs a full cycle to be able to heal. Otherwise, we're going to end up with scarring, and it can actually do more harm than good. So, but for the most part, I've yet to have anyone who needs more than one session, and it's very uncommon even within the rest of the industry as well. How long do the dots last on my skin? I'm actually going to do this as an entirely separate healing video, which I'm going to do. I'll pop them up on the same day, but just so I can go into an in-depth thing on healing. But for the most part, your dots will be on your skin. They start falling off around day 3, 4, and then normally they're gone by about day 7. Occasionally you will get a couple that will just hang around until day 10-ish. Yeah, it's obviously, again, dependent on you and on how quickly you heal. What is the aftercare protocol? This is great. We're going to cover this in healing as well, but for the most part, less is more. So the least amount you can do to your skin, the better. A lot of people will try to take the heat out of the skin by applying products. Let your skin do its thing and you're going to get way better results. If you start applying lotions and creams and everything in between, start cleansing with these things and adding in this moisturizer, it will actually affect your healing process. So less is more. Leave it alone if you can. I will supply you with aftercare. That is the only thing I would recommend putting on, and that I will talk you through aftercare in person in your consultation. But even with that, we say just use it very, very sparingly. For the most part, you just want to just ride it out as best you can. It is going to get dry, it is going to get flaky, it is going to get itchy. This is why I provide you with some aftercare. But if you can put on the least amount possible, you're going to get way better results. Can I get plasma pen done if I'm pregnant or breastfeeding? Pregnant, definitely not. I wouldn't do it. Given it hasn't been tested, but I wouldn't personally feel comfortable doing it on you if you were pregnant. You're releasing pulses of energy, and we don't know if that's going to affect baby's heartbeat, that kind of thing. So I would definitely not recommend. Breastfeeding, again, you are quite not immunocompromised by any means, but your baby is taking everything. So often we heal a bit slower when we're breastfeeding. This is why I haven't done my own face yet, because I'm still breastfeeding. So we heal a lot slower, and we're more prone to infection. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it when breastfeeding either. How long do the results last? Again, it's going to be individual, but generally speaking, 2 to 3 years. All right, that is it for me. I've spoken for 12 minutes, which is a lot of time, but I'm going to do one on healing and a walkthrough of what happens during a plasma pen session. So hopefully you found this helpful. If there's any other questions at all, please list them below and I will answer all the questions I can. All right, I can't wait to see you in the studio. This is a phenomenal service. It is completely transformative. It's so non-invasive. So it's the same kind of results you would get from having surgery. So it's pretty incredible what we can do nowadays. So I'm really jazzed around this service and the change it can bring to your confidence and just having that gorgeous skin that you've always dreamed of. Anyways, that's enough from me. Have a wonderful day and I'll talk to you soon.